I had seen somewhere, I don't know exactly where, that Scott was quoted saying that they would be happy to have Roy Jones fight Nick Diaz. I mean, what was did you say that, and what was kind of the thought process behind that, and do you think that that's actually something you're going to pursue?
Hey, Dave, this is Scott. You know what? I've had several calls from different people saying, Roy Jones versus Nick Diaz, Roy Jones versus Kung Lee, Roy Jones versus, this guy, that guy. But it's something that we haven't really talked about, and I really don't even know how serious it is. But it's the question is, he wants to fight in MMA. Does he want to fight just in boxing? These are all things that haven't been fleshed out. So I did get a call from Nick's manager asking me if I'd be interested in looking at a fight between Roy Jones and Nick, and I said, are you talking about boxing? Are you talking about MMA? And he says, in MMA. And I said, well, that's something that we could definitely have a conversation about, and that just happened this morning. So, that's the extent of it.
Okay.
This is Ken, just to jump in, and I get a Roy Jones call once a week pitching me things. That would be a very, very long shot of ever happening on Showtime.
Is it, in a sense, as far as when you're talking about a long shot, is it because you don't want to mix the two sports, or the feeling that someone with no record in a sport shouldn't be brought into the other sport at a main event level? Or is there another reason behind, or just a financial thing?
No, it has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the first point, I think, which is, I think it's an insult to the integrity of mixed martial arts to think Roy Jones or any professional boxer could just come in and fight Nick Diaz, in a mixed martial arts context. In a boxing context, it's completely different. But beyond that, there's just, it's not the strategy that we're employing, and we're looking to build the best mixed martial arts brand. I believe that we have the best professional boxing brand on television, and I think our fights month in and month out prove that. And I don't see the need to combine the two at the moment. I think beyond the way we're marketing and promoting these shows as peaceful coexistence. So I wouldn't want to go down that path just now.
Do you guys have thoughts on, kind of like the direction that they're going in Japan in a couple of weeks, with the big size differentials fights and the, celebrity fights and things like that? Is that something that you're not interested in?
We haven't really explored that. We're in the business of pleasing our subscribers, so if it makes sense from that perspective, we'll be open to it. We'll explore anything, but I think that in order to remain credible here and within the rules and confines of what the athletic commissions are comfortable with, we're just going to stick with how we're doing it.
Okay. And is there any kind of a time frame of CBS or as far as like would it be safe to say that the kind of concept as far as Showtime would be is alternating, where like like June 6th you've got the big show, June 19th you've got the Challenger show, then the next one would be a big show, and then would it be like alternate one and one, or is it just turning out that way?
I think it's just turning out that way at the moment. I think the schedule will just sort of take care of itself. We have a lot of programming we need to work around. I mean, between Championship Boxing, Showbox, Strikeforce, and Strikeforce Challengers, and then Inside the NFL when that comes back on September 9th. Just a plug for that show, which just won an Emmy Award. There's a lot to juggle there, and then you have to add in the other sports on the other networks. So, I think it's just coincidence at the moment. Sometimes there'll be a few Challenger shows back-to-back. Sometimes the big shows will be closer together. Just depends.